Grace and peace to you. Welcome to Morning Watch. I'm Rob, one of the pastors here at White Plains. Glad to have you with us today on a Friday. Good morning, Robin. This is where we gather for a song and a thought for the day. So glad you're with us whenever you're watching. If you just realized you can see steam over my shoulder, that's my humidifier running because it's dry. It's not good for these guitars to be so dry. So keep a humidifier running in here in the winter months. Keith knows about that. Good morning. Good morning, Kenna. Good morning, Terry. Sorry about yesterday, folks. A little, when my phone resets at night, it means the alarm does not go off. So I guess I need to get another, a separate alarm clock besides the phone for those days. Good morning, Emma. Anyway, thanks for your patience with me. Glad you're all here today. And let's begin our time together by going to God in prayer. Help me call a blessing down, for I think our poor old world needs it. A blessing of peace. A blessing of the ordinary. A blessing of national life without chaos and personal life without fear. Help me pray a healing down, for I know how much we need it. A strengthening of the bonds between us, simple respect and patient listening, a new beginning for us all. Help me welcome the sacred down, the wide-winged spirit drawn from every corner of heaven to walk among us once more, to show us again how it can be when justice is the path and love the destination. Amen and amen. Hey, good morning, Laura. All right, so here's a song I've been wanting to do for a while. This is one we do a lot at Beer and Hymns, and I've done it here on Morning Watch as well. So I'm sure most of you know this one. Good morning, Vernon. But a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some will come and some will go, we will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people, now smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. pitched it in a little lower key than normal. How about that? Alrighty. Well, this book may just last us a while because I missed yesterday, and because this is such an important rung on the ladder, this rung of hope that we're on. I'm going to keep going. I can't just wrap up in one day all the posts that he's got here. So I'm going to keep going on this rung into next week. So many of these are good, and I just don't want to. I just don't want to miss it. So the one I want to read this morning to start is that surrender is not an option. Surrender is not an option. I cannot imagine giving up my faith in the real presence of a loving Spirit who is with us along this long walk that we call life. I know goodness is there, kindness is there, compassion is there. No matter how final the triumph of fear may seem, nor how great the power that holds the human heart down, I will not abandon my belief in the coming dawn just because I dwell in the midnight hour. Gonna wait till the midnight. I'm sorry. All the more reason to proclaim hope when hope is scarce among the waiting crowd. All the more reason to keep singing, to keep working, and to keep helping the wounded to walk. Surrender is not an option, not for those of us who have seen the light to come. Charleston writes that hope changes history, that one of the greatest dangers we face is getting used to the darkness. It can resign us. In our personal lives, we can feel like we don't deserve anything better than what we have, even if what we have is painful and wrong. We just accept that as our lot in life. And in our corporate lives, we can feel that we are among the outcasts or the marginalized people. As a group, we can feel weak and helpless. These feelings are real, and they deeply, directly impact us because they break the connection between what we believe and what we see. Yeah, I was thinking about folks in our immigrant community. We had a meeting, we hosted a meeting at the church this week for residents of Chatham Estates. And the community mobile home park has been sold, and folks are trying to figure out what they're going to do with their properties. Well, and with their homes, which many of them own their homes, but not the land that it is based on. And just the presence of a few people who look like me, smiling, welcoming these communities. We have some members there, but most of the people there, may be aware of us, but are not members. And a presence, a smiling face can make a difference. So let's remember that. Charleston writes that hope is our home. One of the greatest dangers to the free spirit is discouragement. The lighthearted soul can slowly be pulled down by the gravity of despair. The feeling that goodness will never overcome evil, that justice will be subverted by power, that common sense has been lost in the madness of the crowd. In times such as these, looking upward toward the open sky of the human spirit becomes liberating. There's no earthly force that can pull us down as long as we fly toward the vision that first set us free. When we refuse to give in, others will see us, and they will take wing and join us. Hope is not our only horizon. Hope is not only our horizon, but our home. We decide where we're going to live. Hope, at least metaphorically speaking, hope is not only our horizon, but our home. And Charleston calls us back to the vision of the kiva that we talked about in the very beginning of this book, in the introduction. The room where you descend from a ladder in the ceiling into the darkness, spend time in the darkness, reconnecting with earth and with the things that ground us, and then emerge back up the ladder into light. That's the central metaphor behind this book, the organizing idea. And he writes that the vision of the kiva is that even in darkness, we embody the light of the Spirit. We're not lost, helpless creatures without any direction to follow. We are people blessed by the Spirit to see light, no matter how small that light may be. Through faith, we claim that light for our own, and it becomes our goal, it becomes our plan, it becomes our hope. When we claim hope for our home, when we make it the guiding energy of our faith, then we transition from being scattered individuals who wish things would get better into being active partners with the Spirit, reshaping the balance of life toward mercy, justice, and peace. Hope becomes our goal. Once that hope has been released in the human heart, it cannot be forced back into the darkness. It is spiritually incandescent. The faith with which we see penetrates the shadows around us like a searchlight, seeking the future. Hope becomes a force that will not be denied. And as I read this one, I really thought about a quote that I read many years ago by Bono, where he talked about a real transformation in his prayer life. He said that when he was younger, he used to pray that, oh, let this song make a difference, or let this song, be pleasing to you, God, do something with this, God, I wrote that, and you can hear it in the early U2 songs like Gloria and I Fall Down and Rejoice. I mean, they may as well be contemporary worship songs. The community that he and the other members of U2 were in at that time was a very strict worshiping community. And even though they left that community to seek fame in the world, he still believed he was trying to make a difference. And so he had these fervent prayers, do something with this, God. But then he and his wife spent some time in international missions, including spending about a month in Africa, and seeing the difference that totally unsung and unfamous people were making in the lives of children who were starving, and holding those children in his arms. That changed him. And he began to pray, Lord, show me where you're active in this world and help me come alongside. You see the difference? I mean, there's nothing wrong with, Lord, help me to speak today with grace, or, there's nothing wrong with that. But oh, so much more powerful is, Lord, show me where you're already at work. Show me where you're working in this world, and help me to come alongside. Because then we unite our prayers, our fervent prayers, our vision of hope with the hope of others. And I think you can see the difference when things become movements and not just a collective, not just a bunch of individuals. One more that says, clear the path. Here comes the Spirit, sweeping down the fields like a rainstorm, racing through the city streets to a 3-alarm fire, scattering everything before her, overturning sorrow and sadness, picking up the forgotten and the neglected, driving out sources of harm, carrying wounded lives to a safer place, thundering with the echo of justice, flashing with the fire of renewal, The Spirit's mercy rolls over the barricades of class and privilege, seeking out the humble spaces of the heart, clearing the path, shaking us awake with the power of an unstoppable love. A reminder that spirituality is not an escape from reality, but a vision for how to change it. Therefore, faith is a tool for transformation. It is not a private escape from history, but a broad and open path for many to follow together in changing history. Where we once saw only more problems and greater dangers, now revealing itself all around us is a plan for renewal, healing, and reconciliation. Hope lets us literally see the presence and action of the holy in our everyday lives. This is not an imaginary desire viewed through rose-colored glasses. It is solid evidence of the power of love made visible in abundance. Yeah, I got a jump start on all y'all last night. I got to hear Pastor Kelly Lynn's sermon for Sunday. It's going to be on the Beatitudes. As we recorded a service in advance of what we fully expect will be no in-person worship on Sunday. And I got to hear her talk about these statements of Christ and what it means to be blessed, and what it means to be poor in spirit, what it means to be a peacemaker. I'm jealous for y'all for getting to be able to hear it the first time on Sunday, because it's a great message. And it's right in line with what Charleston is talking about here. That if we follow what Christ has said and just observe what God is already doing in the world and come alongside, that's the blessing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be some sort of miraculous feat or individual accomplishment. Sometimes it's just uniting in prayer and also in action. All right, so that's our peace and purpose that we have to find in this day, even as we anticipate the weather and try and stay safe. Yep, amen, Florida. And we were all very saddened by losing Regine and Jim Gallion and the others that we have lost in these past few days. We just lift them up. All right, thanks for being here, folks. As I said, keep your eyes peeled for an e-blast, probably later today or tomorrow morning with the news. But you know how to watch us online. We know how to do worship there effectively, and we'll have Zoom options for Sunday school if you're in that. If you need more information, just reach out to me about that. All right, thanks, Linda. Yeah, Linda was up at church late last night recording some music from the contemporary team that'll be on our online worship. That'll be kind of nice since we don't live stream out of the Christian Life Center. Be a chance for folks to see our current praise team in action. So, all right. Thanks for being here. I will see you Tuesday for another morning watch, and I'll look for you online this weekend. Talk to you soon.